Hey wide receivers, if you want to be able to run a slant, post, or corner with one step of a cut, this is the video for you. There's a few key factors that allow us to do this, and it's going to make us more efficient as a route runner, but also allow us to get the ball with more space away from the defender and be able to make plays. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is Jerry Jeudy here. He's going to be running a slant and go. We're going to see that he has a good foot angle when he makes this break. Okay, his foot angle is pressed into the ground and adjusted to where he's trying to go. So he has that turned to the right as if he's going in here. Okay, the foot angle is important because if you just put your foot out in front of you, turn it to the left, turn it to the right, your hip's gonna follow that. So we wanna make sure that our hips are always going in the direction that we're trying to make a cut. If we're trying to run a slant here, we need to have our foot to be straight / a little bit to the right side. Okay, so we'd want it to be here or inside here, because then our back hip is going to be able to flip around and make this cut efficient, and we can stay on this track instead of drifting up the field. We don't want to do that. So Jerry Jeudy does a really good job of that foot angle. Okay, the second factor is going to be dropping the hips down and being able to absorb that energy and then change that energy into the direction we're going. So when he does this, he has a good knee bend, and when he has that good knee bend, he absorbs the energy down, and then he's able to throw that into the next cut that he has. So you'll see a good knee bend, and then he presses it into the next cut. So that's the second factor. The third factor, guys, is going to be the head, shoulders, and hips turning very quickly into that cut to make it efficient. So if you just take your head, you whip it across, your core is going to tighten up, and that's going to connect the shoulders and the hips together. So you want to make sure when you make these cuts, you keep your head straight, and then we whip our head inside, and that's going to turn those shoulders and hips and allow us to get on the track that we're going and then stay straight with it. So when he makes this cut, all right, those all turn, and now he's able to go straight up the field at a good angle. We're gonna see it from the top here, the sky view. So when he does this, all right, really good foot angle here, right? We can see that foot angle from the top here. It's at this angle, and then he does a great job of flipping the head, shoulders and hips go, and now he's going straight in the direction of across the field, which is where the slant would be, which is why the defender buys it, because it looks exactly like how a slant should look. Okay, the next video here is just going to be a post, and what we're going to wind up seeing, I want you guys to notice, is the wide receiver ends up catching this about 2 or 3 yards away from the hash mark, but when he makes this cut, we're going to see it from the top here. When he makes this cut, he's almost at the top of the numbers. So when he's at the top of the numbers, this is a good 12 to 15 yards that he actually changes at the angle. And the reason he is able to do this is because we look at the same factors, okay? His foot is straight, he has a good bend in the knee, and then he's going to adjust that head to where he wants to go. So when he makes his break, he adjusts his head in the direction of where he's trying to go. Now he turns his head, but his shoulders and his hips are going in that direction, and then he's going to wind up exactly where he tilted his head to by the time he catches the football right here. Okay, because then he still has his shoulders and hips going in this direction, but it all started with the head turn right at the top here. He just adjusts his head just a little bit at that angle, and now it allows his hips and his shoulders to stay there, and that's where he's able to finish, guys. So those are the key important factors. If you can keep those and you work on those, you're going to be able to run these in one step. It's going to make you efficient and make you a lot faster and be able to get you open for these plays exactly like it did for these guys.